Yo, nation, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So Jerry Jones allowed his son to play some old school highlights of what we did last year and a few what we did this year. I'm talking about Jason Garrett. I'm just poking fun at Jerry Jones. Neither here nor there. I like it. You know, we've been negative about the Cowboys for a quick second, and now it's time to see if they can turn a corner. You got 3 games left, and trust me, it's not been a good year for us altogether. 6-7. Like I stated before, we're too good of a team to be close to 5-5 or close to 500, basically. And by us being 6-7, man, it's just been a drainer for us. However, we'll see what this team is made up of for these remaining 3 games. Now, I will say that Todd Gurley, he made a statement earlier today. He was saying that, hey, I don't know why everybody's worried about the Dallas Cowboys. They going to the playoff. They're in a bad situation now, but they're eventually going to go to the playoff. We on the outside looking in because of the way their conference or division or what have you. I think that his chances are very slim. Neither here nor there. We still got to take care of business. We can't just fold around and say, okay, this is what Todd Gurley is saying, right? Now, today I kind of took the liberty of sitting back and chilling, relaxing a little bit, and I wanted to see a little football. So I turned on the TV and I just watched the Jets versus the Ravens. Both teams was physical at first. I knew that the Ravens was going to figure out ways of winning the game, but I wanted to look at this game and see where we would have been, right? Because the Jets beat us, right? And they was physical. Although the Ravens scored first, the Jets answered, they responded. And Sam Darnold, that guy next year, he may be something special if they can put pieces around him. I think that they need a tight end. I think they need another offensive line to help him out. It may be okay. They may be okay, and honestly speaking, because he was threading the ball. He was going toe-to-toe with my guy, Lamar Jackson. But, you know, Lamar Jackson team is just collectively better. And they are physical. It was a matchup battle of physicality versus physicality. Now, I will say that the Jets was minusing the guy that they traded to the Giants, and also Jamal Adams didn't play. So we didn't get the full flavor. And then they was on the road. Hey, the Jets may be something. They may be something next year, but neither here nor there. They was 5-8 going into the game. Now they 5-9. But I wanted to see where my Dallas Cowboys would have stood at. And what I tell everybody, that the football game is 3 phases of the game. Regardless of how you look at it, it's 3 phases. And what turned the momentum around the Ravens when the Jets were moving the ball down the field on their drive or what have you, was a blocked field goal. I can't recall the last time we had a blocked field goal. Maybe it was David Irvin one year. But neither here nor there. It's just 3 phases of the football team, right? Special team, defense, and offense. And in order for you to go on that Super Bowl run, you got to be hitting on all cylinders. And lately, our Dallas Cowboys have not been hitting on all cylinders. Neither here nor there. When you look at the way that they utilize Lamar Jackson. Here's what I like. I told everybody before that the quarterback best friend will always be tight ends. What they do? They got an Andrews, they got a Hayden Hurst, and for those who've been following my channel for a long period of time, both of those guys was my boys. You see, when it was during the time of draft talking. Those remember Hayden Hurst, that video that I did. It's no longer on YouTube, but those who can remember. So I'm telling everybody to say this right here. As much as we love Jason Witten, the old reliable that he is, used to be old reliable, he's bouncing ball off his chest like it's the volleyball. He's playing double dribble with the ball like it's a basketball as well. It's time for us to just say, hey, Jason, although we let Brett Maher go, we respect you in a sense, but there's a place on the bench for you. There's a place. You can keep it warm. Because all he's doing is progress stopping. He's slowing down the Jarwins of the world. And also, we still just don't know what we got out of a Schultz. Oh, Schultz. That's all we can say about this situation. Because I don't see in my mind that Jason Witten is going to be back here next year. And if so, man, oh man, we got more problems than we think. And speaking of Jason Garrett, he got to figure out ways. Because at the end of the day, we about winning. And I don't see this team doing the things that we should do compared to those other teams, putting pieces around. What is our system? What is our philosophy? Because when I look at the tape, when I look at the film, and when I see everything from A to Z of what the Ravens were doing, making those necessary adjustments, was it spectacular? What everything that Lamar Jackson was doing? You could say it was. But it was also when he loaded the box when it was 9 inside. Oh, now we go empty. Oh, nobody want to travel and get out? Okay. Hit the creases to the side. I'm going to run this ball myself. Not saying that Dak Prescott shouldn't do it or can't do it. And Dak Prescott is a whole hell of a lot slower than LJ. I will say that we need to start exploiting against those mismatches that's out there. Because when they hit him with that 9 inside, ooh, they had the 12 personnel rolling, meaning that instead of curling your tight ends, they sent those tight end boys vertically, deep post, skinny, you see. Mismatch made in heaven because you put the linebackers on those guys and you're not shading or you don't have that safety that's going to bracket them. They eating. They just sitting there looking like, okay, this is what you're going to do. And I don't think that as much as we love this Dallas Cowboys roster, we don't have the personnel. When you have Jason Witten out there, they know that he's going to use the Y option, the button hook, and stick route. That's the only routes that he can run. Yeah, he can probably run a stretch, but who he going to stretch away from, huh? Who he going to get separation from? And this is not me bashing on Jason Witten, but this is just pure football of us telling everybody, well, me telling everybody the best way for the Dallas Cowboys to exploit the inside, especially when they're going to double up on the outside. Because the reason why I do know that they double up on the outside and roll coverages and these sorts of things, because you got 2 wideouts. They got 1,000 yards this year. The Gallups of the world, and you have Amari Cooper. And what they do, they roll those guys onto the outer edges because they know for sure that, hey, we going to give Dak the middle. How can he exploit the middle? You going to try to exploit the middle with a Randall Cobb? We'll give you that. We'll give you that. The 5'9" wonder. The old man, you going to expect him to kill you from the inside, which he's been getting his money this year. He's been playing decent for sure. But however, when you look at it, he's not always winning because he's so tiny. It's no real threat. The only real threat that we do have is occasionally when we move Jarwin inside and he catch those routes and he can get some yak afterwards. That's the reality. That's the truth pill. And I tell everybody, the truth is the hardest pill to swallow. And this is not me hating on Jason Witten, nor this is not me hating on the collective staff and reasoning. However, we have to look at this staff and say, you guys saying that you guys want to be the best? You running around here talking Super Bowl, we're going to go on this magical run? You can go on a magical run. Want to know how this happened? Because yes, I do know that we are number 1 in total offense, but that don't give you anything. You got to score when it counts. You got to get creative when everything get condensed. When you in the money zone, green zone, red zone. Oh, how do you get creative, Law? How you get creative? You get creative by putting those players that can make those plays happen. Dak Prescott got his flaws, of course, but you got Ezekiel Elliott. I can only close my eyes and wonder what the Ravens would do with Ezekiel Elliott. There's nobody that's going to run around here saying, hey, give me Mark Andrew Ingram over Ezekiel Elliott. There's nobody that would say that. However, Mark Ingram is showing some explosive plays out there. That front five, those blocking, those guys is out there. They aggressive. They matching their tone, that tenacity. They are aggressive. I can't lie to kick it. And when they do 13 personnel with the 3 tight ends, they are aggressive as well. Those Hayden Hurst and Andrews from OU, those boys can block. Let me talk a little bit about the defense. Defense need to make plays on the ball. When we look at the Ravens, of course, the Jets were still able to move the ball down the field. They just didn't capitalize on a lot of plays. They had a lot of drive killers or what have you. However, when you look at their defense for the Ravens, they got an old, reliable themselves out there. Earl Thomas, the pretty much the quarterback of the defense, making sure that everybody in the right alignments and assignments, making sure that, hey, he filled this gap. I got backside contained. Or, hey, this person's going to play leverage on this particular route if they curl out in this particular edge and these sorts of things. All that communication is put out there in the forefront. And why are they able to do that? Because they made the necessary investment to get the guy. And then on top of that, they didn't fold up like a lawn chair. And they said, we're going to make sure that our interior is doggone nasty too. So they create pressure from the inside, and they have a seasonal veteran on the backside. Even Brandon Carr, although he looked like Brandon Carr when he played for us or what have you, he is still able to insert himself at times and to make a difference as it relates to hitting and tackling. But they're not getting this guy to cover their number one receiver or what have you. They're using him just the way they should. But they got Peterson who making a play on the ball. How you say this man's name? And Marshawn. Yeah. Marlon Humphreys, I meant to say. He's making plays on the ball. So those guys are making plays on the balls. And then on top of that, you have the general, the troop, the legend, Earl Thomas directing everybody like he is a choir director. That's why their defense is winning. Front four is intact. Linebackers are flying out to the ball. No gap for the running lane to be there because those big plugs are there. And Earl Thomas is just directing everybody. You go here, you go there. That's what makes them so fantastic right now. And I enjoyed the game, actually. So if you look at my Twitter handle, you can see that I made a few comments on the game while it was live. But I just wanted to sit back and see some football. And I saw that. And we have a long way to go. So, Cowboy Nation, I want to know your thoughts. I really want to know how you all feel about this LA Rams game. And then, of course, we're not going to look all the way into the Eagles and the Washington team. But neither here nor there, we need to see something from this team. And, of course, I'm all in favor of having a new philosophy, a new coach out there, and these sorts of things. However, the reality is we want to see something now. And if this team can play with some type of level of spark, give us something, man, that would be nice. I'll be waiting for it. I'll be waiting for it and see if those old highlight tapes and those old clippings from last year and some of the clippings this year can change everything and maybe get things going in the right direction. That's all we can lean on right now, just hope. As they say, when you hope for the future, when you have hope, there's power in the presence, right? Hope in the future, there's power in the present. That's all we can think about. But it's been 24 years, maybe finna go on 25 years, Jerry. We need some change, baby. We need some change. Speaking of change, it's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Salute. I'm out. Peace.